It's my 2 cents. I'm a believer in the Lord, though. Uh, so one of my next questions is: does mental health excuse poor behavior?
No, it does not excuse poor behavior.
No, not at all.
I feel like so there's a difference between understanding, and I think this is where we get it confused. There's a difference between understanding and I guess like you say, like making an excuse for it. Like I understand what it the struggles and stuff like that. Like I'll be able to help you, pray with you and stuff like that. But at the same time, like I'm not going. You don't have to like accept that particular like disrespect either. Like no, that's not an excuse. I think that people use it as an excuse, and will abuse it. You know what I'm saying? But no.
It's not. What do y'all think? Because let me add this too. No mental health is the same.
Yeah.
So I've seen. I'm speaking from anecdotal experience. I've seen some kids in the group home or in social work, and it was like, you should be able to handle this, but this other kid, I'd be like, he can't handle that because
So you make a justification
he
for
handled
him.
that trauma differently than that kid did, and I can't say how they should handle it because obviously it's subjective.
Yeah.
So let me add that.
I think if we accept that everyone has a certain level of control over their mental health, and I think there's some space to where we have to apply understanding to certain behaviors. I think about, we think about kids. When I was a kid, the stuff they were putting in medicine, that impacts your behavior in ways that you can't control.
And food.
Right, and food. Exactly. Exactly. The first time I learned how important sugar was to kids, it's like crack. I was at the State Fair, Oklahoma, and I gave my daughter one of those lime freezes, whatever. It was like her eyes glazed over instantly. It's like, this is like a drug.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I started removing sugar.
Sugar, yeah. And I heard they say the same thing about red dyes, but I'm no scientist. But yeah, that's interesting. Kids definitely have reactions to like sugars and things. Anybody else have input on that?
I repeat the question again.
Okay. Does mental health excuse poor behavior?
Okay. I'd say no, because I've had to work on my behavior. Now, my mom left 4 kids. I don't drink. I didn't get on drugs, but some of my siblings did get on drugs, alcohol. Another one had other addictions. But I chose to go a different way. And when those addictions cause them to harm themselves or to harm me, I would say that's no excuse just because you doing drugs because mom left us or whatever, and you're an adult now. You need to do better. But I had to come to the conclusion with one of my siblings, and I had to accept whatever came with her trauma.
Yeah.
I had, because she wasn't gonna change. She was, she
Stuck
was just
in that pattern,
damaged.
yeah.
That was it. So I had to grow to love her. Okay, I don't care if you gonna be on drugs. If this is how you gonna die, then I'm gonna be right there, with you. So I did give her a pass because I love my sister. I loved her. I miss her so much.
I don't think that's necessarily giving them a pass. You can still forgive somebody and love them,
Yeah.
but also recognizing that they have trauma and issues that they need to. You can come in that they have trauma and issues that they need to overcome. So that's not necessarily giving them a pass. It's like I have a brother who does those same things. I love him. He can't be around my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love you from afar. Like, we can do certain things together, but we can't do these things together. So I feel like we can still recognize that these things need to be worked on, and you're overcoming trauma still. But it's not like I don't love you still. Me personally, I love everybody. So even I don't know y'all, I love y'all still. But
She asked me, she would say, well, you just love me, just love. She wanted me to love her the way she was, and this is the way I am, and
So
that's what I did.
That's a good. So off that question specifically, what do you think love is? Is it because to me, love can be harsh sometimes. So what do you think love is?
To me, it should be unconditional.
Love is only unconditional to me.
And the love is forgiving,
Yeah.
showing kindness, truthfulness.
Is truth always kind?
No,
Yeah.
no, it's not. Not at all.
What about y'all?
For me, it's pretty cut and dry as far as love is having care and concern for someone.
Caring and concern.
Care and concern. You know, how are you? If there's somewhere that I can, provide aid, then I will. I'm gonna check on you. Do my best to, consider you. As I go about my own life. Anything, outside of that is pretty much extra. Because people get to a point where, for a lot of people, loyalty has an expiration date.
Child.
So it's not one of those things. I don't expect you to be loyal or whatever for forever.
So do you
because
think that?
your interests change, your priorities change, and our priorities might not align.
Do you think that's normal or should be normal?
I think it should be normal.
Okay.
I think, in regards to mental health, I think when you have an expectation for someone to stay the same, for an extended period of time, it's causing you harm because that person is going to change or do whatever they do outside of you. You can't control how they develop or not develop.
Well, we shouldn't have any I agree with
Right.
that. We shouldn't have any expectations of anybody.
Right.
But be nice.
I'm piggyback on what it is that you said. I used to, more so subscribe to, unconditional love, but I think that honestly, the unconditional love or the teaching of that, so to speak, is what kept me embedded into, that domestic violence relationship that I was in. Because I was trying to continue to practice unconditional love and just be there and pray through it and stuff like that. And I'm like, unconditional love, you can fuck yourself over by being unconditional, showing unconditional love to people, and you're being disloyal to yourself. So I can still have some care and concern, but I'm not supposed to be unconditional. My love comes with conditions.
Well, that's interesting. I think most people's loves come with conditions. Mine's don't. I love unconditionally. I can only speak for myself though. But I think that I think true love is only unconditional. So I think that you can also love somebody, and if they're doing you wrong, that doesn't mean you have to put up with that mess. You know what I'm saying? Or if they're treating you bad or mishandling what you're doing, you don't have to put up with the mess, and you can still love them. You can be like, okay, this doesn't work for me. You're abusive. What do they say now? Toxic. Yeah, whatever it is, whatever the situation is, it's like you don't have to put up with it, but like I can still love you. Like for example, I can use my little brother. It's like me and him, we butt heads every time we talk, and it was like I don't live that type of life. I don't know that pimp jive talk. I don't know none of that. Like it's like, but I love you, but we just can't be around each other. It just doesn't make sense for my life, what direction I'm going in. And I feel like we can love people while having, like I said, I don't know everybody. I love everybody here though. Like I wish everybody the best, and I think love is just truth, and like wishing everybody the best. But I do feel like most people have conditions on love, but I don't think that's actually true love, personally. What about you, Dr. Tuepenz?
I feel like I haven't said nothing in a minute. I would say love is respect. In terms of, and also piggybacking off what everybody else said, being unconditional. Respect can be unconditional. I have so much respect for people that if somebody walked up to me and insulted me with the words, I wouldn't smack them in their face. You know what I'm saying? That's love. For me not to, slap the shit out of you for being disrespectful.
It sounds like restraint.
Yeah, restraint. Yeah, exactly. But it's a certain level of respect. Like, we make jokes on each other, some of the harshest jokes. Tess has called me a bitch over the past couple days, 3 or 4 times, and a few responses via text. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a level of respect that you have for some, somebody might, outside of him might try to do the same thing. And I have that same love for them that I don't just, right across the side of the face.
Yeah, I apologize.
That don't matter. You don't have that kind of time in the streets. In the streets, when you're in the streets, it's about your reputation. And you got to react.
If y'all didn't hear, because he ain't on the mic, but he asked, did he apologize?
It don't matter.
Yeah,
But I'm just
so-
saying, though, yeah, that's what I see love as being. Unconditional love is respect, loving your neighbor like you love yourself.
Amazing. So we will also open the floor up for everybody with questions. So towards the end, I'll let y'all know when it's time. And if y'all want to ask some questions, just raise your hand. We'll bring the mic over. Okay. Y'all all have some amazing responses. I feel like we all can kind of pick up on something and learn something because I don't know nothing. So I'm open to learning something from everybody. Should we rely on tangible outside sources to conquer mental health issues?
I'm gonna ask that one more time.
Should we rely on tangible?
Sandwich with the wrong side of the bread. Thought I made it by a landslide, but instead, I'm still hungover. Sometimes I make the wrong phone call after dark. Sometimes I make the wrong turn, then I have to pause. I know exactly how this ends,